Hello. Hi. Welcome to my next video, of course. One thing that I can start with is by telling you what is motion capture, or mocap in this case. In my opinion, motion capture, mocap, or performance, or PCAP, it is a animation technique. There are two in the industry of the visual entertainment. There is keyframe and there is motion capture. Keyframe is pretty much building the movement, building the animation from scratch using the 12 principles of animation. Motion capture is for realistic performances. Now, I'm not saying that you cannot do realistic performances doing keyframe, but motion capture is just another technique, like tomato, potato, however you want. It's your choice and it's up to you which one you want to use. Now I can tell you that motion capture is used for several things, of course. The most trending is motion picture, video games, special effects, of course. It also has an appliance in sports and medical use as well. I think, if I'm not wrong, medical use was like the beginning of motion capture, but I guess at some point, some guy or some individual were like, hey, this can have appliance for video games, or movies, for entertainment. Now, how does it work? How does motion capture work? Nowadays, there are many equipments of how motion capture can work. For example, we have softwares like Accents and Roku and Perception Neuron. These equipments for motion capture are free from cameras and markers. And we got also as well softwares like Optitrack motive, the one that I'm going to share with you, Shogun Blade or Vicon. Those are they use cameras, special cameras and suits, special black suits that have markers that you place strategically in your body, so the system, the motion capture system, the software, can capture your movement, of course. It is time that I can share with you guys pretty much what is motion capture all about. I'm going to explain to you and share with you like the first steps of what does it take to do a motion capture performance. Now, there are many things that I can talk about, but I think a good starting point is share with you what software, what program do I use on a daily basis. There are many softwares out there, currently in the industry, of course. There is Optitrack motive, there is Perception Neuron, there is Vicon, there is Accents, there's Roku. But the one I can share with you, of course, is Optitrack motive. To be specific, the version 2.02. Now, as any other software out there, it contains hundreds, if not thousands of tools, of course, like I repeated on my last video. But a good starting point that I can share with you is explaining the basic interface and the layout, of course. What you guys have here is pretty much motive. Software version 2.0.2. I have to say, in order to have access to this software, you will need the USB key. The software key in this case. You should have it with all the equipment you purchased from Motive. But well, let's begin. So, what you guys are seeing here right now is the Calibrate layout. You can see the perspective view where our actor should be performing,
And on our left and the bottom part, we should see our cameras. Right now, there are no cameras because there's nothing plugged in. But in a motion capture environment, you would have all 10, 20, 30, 40 cameras, and you will all see them here. And you will have the name of each camera and which one's enabled and which one's disabled. Maybe you want to have of your 40 camera set, you just want to have a 20 camera enabled. So you can all have it here, of course. Oh well. This part I guess I will leave on for later for demonstration purposes, but yeah, this is just a starting point for you guys. The calibration layout.
Now, after making sure that you have your cameras enabled in your calibration layout, there are two things that you need to do. Number one is to calibrate the cameras. Whether you have 10, 20, 40, you know how many cameras I use in the workspace that I am involved in. It's 10 cameras, so what you need to do is use your calibration wand that comes with your motive gear, your motive equipment, and you start to do 8s to every single camera, and by doing these movements to your camera, you're giving information. You're telling the cameras, hey, I'm going to use this space to act, to perform, you know? After the cameras are calibrated, there is this tool called the ground plane. It's this rectangle thing. And this ground plane has 3 markers, marking the front, marking to the sides, and also there is a marker at the top, of course. Now, the ground plane itself is for telling the cameras where the ground is going to be. Because when you calibrate all of your cameras, your camera set is like, it shows up offset, but the ground plane itself tells like, hey dudes, this is the floor.
There is also as well the creating layout. The creating layout is pretty much what it's all about is creation of your props or your characters for your video game or short film. You can see in your left there is the name of the assets. The assets as well could be, again, your actor or your prop. In this case, the last motion capture shoot that we had, it was me and Pepe, and I think we had a prop going on as well. And in each asset, you can tweak the properties. In your right, you would have your baseline. Now, in Motive, and I'm pretty sure in other alike softwares like Motive, you got different types of baselines or markers in this case. Normally, I use the baseline of 37 markers. As you guys can see as well, something pretty useful about Motive is it gives you a map of where to put your markers in the body. You would put the name, comment of your actor, of course. Right now, I think I'm using the baseline, but yeah, I think this is the first baseline we use. But this can get a lot more complex, depending of how accurate you want a performance to be. In my experience, I use the baseline, and I've also used the baseline with hinge toe, and the baseline plus hinge toe plus fingers. The difference is that, the baseline with hinge toe, if I can zoom in here, it has extra markers on the feet, and also as well, based on which to the fingers, has extra markers on the hands and feet. This is all in order to have a more, an accurate performance over your actor, of course. Passing on to the next layout, which would be the capturing layout. This layout is in charge of recording your performances. Everything that you record will be stored in your lab on the data tab. And you're able to save folders, save groups. As you can see, I have multiple performances. In this one in particular, we're doing this zombie performance. Maybe I can show you guys as well what we did. In this situation, we had our performant, our actor, Pepe, acting out a zombie walk-like performance. Normally, what an actor would do, of course, is start in a T-pose. Maybe I can show you guys here. Yeah, this performance is great. So yeah, the actor would start in a T-pose, and then I would say like, audio speed for like the audio to be enabled. Mocap speed, that's where I would like, the actor would be in a T-pose, and then I would go like, action. And then our actor would be setting himself in position and start to do his zombie-like performance. The responsibility at this moment is just make sure that your character is not twitching, is not breaking, is not having any sort of technical issues. Once your performance is complete, we would pass on to our editing layout, which would be our last layout here. This layout is pretty much in charge of cleaning your performance. Now, what do I mean by that? What does it take to clean an animation, of course, is, well, very much, we have to choose the animation that we're going to work with. For example, this one, we are zombie. I'm going to go to my labeling. Well, yeah, I'm going to go to my right side, and you can guys see 3 different tabs. The ones that I mostly use is labeling edit tools. Click the dot here, edit tools. Enable here, and properties, well, I don't really need properties, not right now. So we got ourselves the timeline, the graph view, we got our labeling, and we got our edit tools. Now, our performance is giving us all these markers. These markers are all these white dots all over the avatar. And we can see that these markers are showing a percentage of error or gaps. So if I go ahead and click on the first one, which is the head front, in this case, you guys can see at the bottom that there is the timeline of this marker. Just pan around here. And yeah, if our marker is saying that it has 39% of error or gaps, instead of like searching into the timeline to see those gaps, to see where they are, which would be kind of tedious because it's 99%, which means that it may be just 1 gap or 3. This is where the editing tools come in handy, especially this section over here, the fill gaps. I would normally click Find Next or Find Previous, and what motive pretty much did is pinpoint me in the exact location where my errors are. As you can see, there are two. I can easily just click, drag, and select the area. And I can go down to my settings, and I can change what kind of interpolation will I need to fill those gaps. The gaps are pretty small, so I don't think that will be a problem. I can just go on linear. And let's change frequency to 10. And I'm gonna go and fill the selection. So once I did this, I can let you know, guys, that the head front marker no longer has errors. So now that I completed this, I have to go through every single marker so I can find the gaps, fill them, and once they're filled, our performance should be ready for for Maya performance, or for Motion Builder, or any sort of treatment.
There you have it, folks. It is explained, or at least a starting point for you. Let me know down in the comments below if it was useful. If there's anything that you guys want to know about motion capture, let me know. You can put the comments down below. Share it. Share it is most important. You never know, the guy who does motion capture wants to be in motion capture. I think with anything else more to add, no, I guess you guys will let me know about it. This would be it. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. Hope you're safe, and I'll see you out there. Moment out.